Hello, everyone, and welcome to the WYN Legal podcast. In celebration of International Women's Day, WYN Legal have collaborated with several inspiring women who will be sharing their journeys with us today. I'm Binal Shah, a senior associate at WYN Legal, and I'm extremely excited today to be joined by Arti Sidhar, who is the founder of Yumi'sPandaWorld. Welcome, Arti, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much. I'm so honoured to be on the podcast today.
We're honoured to have you.
Thank you.
If we could start with you sharing your journey to where you are now.
Sure.
Whether that's business or personal, feel free to share your personal journey with us.
Absolutely. So I've opened a brand called Yumi'sPandaWorld. This brand has started from my own personal journey.
Okay.
So at age of 7, I got burnt by fireworks. So I had third-degree burns over 35% of my body. I spent 3 to 6 months in intensive care, unable to walk or write. So in that journey, I faced a lot of challenges. And at that time, the first thing I thought about was, I'm going to get better, but there's lots of people out there who are going to still face different disabilities, because the first word that everyone would use was, you're disabled.
Yeah.
But not in a positive way, in a negative way.
In a negative way, yes.
So I thought, what can I do to make a difference in the world? So the way that I looked at it was that every child needs kindness, resilience, courage, empowerment. What can I do to spread the word?
The word, yeah.
So what I've done is I've actually put my stories into a children's book so I could actually share different challenges I've had, the courage I've had to stand up to do things, the kindness that you can give and get back, even sharing other adversity,
That's okay.
other disabilities. Like, for example, I was in a wheelchair for many years because I was unable to walk. But it wasn't the only disability out there. There's other disabilities.
No, there is that you can't
which you can't see.
Exactly.
And so let's not narrow down disabilities into, someone can't walk or they've got visual differences. There's so many things out there which we can support by giving kindness, by teaching foundations
of course.
And I think that just supports children to give them a strong foundation the older they get. And this actually supports adults as well, because you'd be surprised the amount of adults don't have the courage to do certain things.
Yeah.
So the stories are here to bring the next generation the strength to ensure that they can actually stand up for things they want.
Yeah.
And example, this business I've set up, it's for me to make sure that next generation can actually have that resilience to ensure that if they want a business to set up, they can do the same thing.
They can do the same thing,
Or
yes.
if they're going through a challenge, they know actually the challenge is there's other ways we can do things.
Yeah.
Like, when we're at school, you're taught one way of learning, but actually there's 5 ways of learning.
Of course.
So if we can show kids, actually, if you don't understand this way, we can show you a different way.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is the way Yumi'sPandaWorld is here to give that foundation to children. It actually expands more than that. We actually mentor adults and children as well.
Okay.
It could be any scenario. It could be something they're dealing with visual scars or internal scars. I can give you an example. I've had burn survivors approach me, 16, 17-year-olds, and they want a date. So they're
really?
like, and they want to know how
they go about it.
I was like, there's no rule, there's no books.
Of course.
So if you and the person get along, that's the first thing.
That's the first thing, yeah.
So it's just nice to be able to share stories and actually be able to hear what they want. And actually, it's nice to be able to be a role model for somebody else, because growing up, being of South Asian culture, having visual scars is actually, it was one of the biggest things that I challenged.
Probably a stigma attached
Absolutely.
to that, right? At that age.
Absolutely.
In that day and age, and at that age.
Absolutely.
So, I can imagine.
So I think for me, a lot of these challenges I faced, I just wanted to make sure other people didn't face them.
Yeah.
And actually, what can we do to make a difference? It's all good me saying, okay, I'm okay, and I'm better, so everyone else can fight. But actually, I want to help, because we have a saying called freedom of speech, but also it's freedom of justice as well. So every time someone says something unkind to somebody, you're going to get someone trying to justify what they've said, or you're going to send somebody away with really being isolated. So either way, I look at things that we're always here to help somebody. Let's just try to make things better for them.
Yeah.
And I hope Yumi'sPandaWorld actually spreads around the world to give that support. Being an Indian, the first things people said to me was, "Who's going to marry you?" And I was like, "I'm 7 years old.
I mean,
do I even think about this right now?"
You don't. Yes.
So I think there's lots of challenges which I face, which I think that whether you're a burn survivor or not a burn survivor, these challenges people face day to day anyway. The business is here to give everyone the support. Yes, I have focused it. I've made the main character have visual scars. So if you do look at it, it's a panda.
But there's a reason behind that.
Absolutely.
So there's a story behind it that
Absolutely.
obviously you want people to know. So that's amazing. I mean, so from a very young age, you've had to show a lot of resilience. I mean, you're only 7, as you say.
Absolutely, yes.
So you've obviously gone through a lot of challenges, overcome them, and here you are. And you've done really well with Yumi's Panda World. So
thank you very much.
No, that's fine. And also I wanted to just ask you, in terms of, obviously you've touched on this, the gender, were there any specific problems you had or issues you faced with you being a woman or a girl rather than a boy or a man growing up in your journey and in your business world as well? Not just through your personal journey, but in the business world, what kind of challenges those were and basically how you came about overcoming those challenges.
So I think with the whole personal journey, with me, I think the first thing people said, who's going to marry you? They even said if it was a boy, he would be okay. And I was a bit like, what's the difference? If a scar's bad, a scar's bad. Yeah. Why does it matter whether you're a girl or a boy? So I think from a young age, I've always been very challenged whether you're a woman or you're a girl, things are harder for you. And I've always known that. So I've always tried to ensure that actually as a woman, that I stand up for myself and give other women the help to bring their voice out as well. So when I say my business, yes, I did feel a lot of challenges of, if I'm coming out to do this, what other comments, unkind comments, am I going to get now? But having a great team of women around you, they inspire you as well. They push you to do this stuff. And I have grown up with an amazing mum who pushed me from day one to get up and walk.
So that's amazing. Yes. So it's not just it's not from your personal experiences, but it's of course people you surround yourself with. So your mum, as you said, was your inspiration. So
absolutely.
It's great to have
she spent, months in hospital with me day in, day out, ensuring that I could walk.
Everything.
Everything. And I think, these foundations that I set, which were set for myself, it's actually what brought me here today, like with Yumi'sPandaWorld. It's taken me a while to get there because I wanted to start the journey when I was 7 years old, but I wasn't going to do it then because I wanted to actually experience life before I could actually go and tell other people.
Yes, exactly.
Because to help other people, I want to be able to say, yes, I have experienced this. And you may face challenges, but you are aware that there are other routes you can have as well.
Of course.
And in life, that's with everybody. And I think the best advice I give everybody is have the courage to do it, have your goal. And your why is very important. It's the biggest thing.
It's why you're doing something. Of course, what's behind the big why you're doing it. It needs to mean something.
Absolutely.
You need to have passion and it needs to mean something. In terms of where Yumi'sPandaWorld is going next, of course, you've explained what you do and mentoring adults and young children. But are you looking to kind of expand that, or are you looking to branch into different industry or do more with children?
We are looking
just so that our listeners know.
Yes,
where
we
to
are
find
looking
you guys.
to do more. At the moment, it's in the pipeline, so I can't say too much.
Okay, that's fine.
But we are getting some animations out with the books, so it gives me more visual for children to watch as well. We have a few other things going in the pipeline, but unfortunately I won't be able to share.
No, of course, that's okay. That's fine. I completely understand.
But we are part of the NHS, so where my doctor really supports with the books, he checks them and he will distribute them within the hospitals.
Oh, that's amazing.
And part of other charities.
So for our listeners, where can they find your books if they wanted to go out there and get one for their children?
Yes, please. At the moment, they're on Amazon. Our website is going live, so you can purchase them. And we will do special offers on the books.
Amazing.
Otherwise, on Instagram at the moment, if you want to message me off this podcast, I will send you a free book out.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Thank you for sharing your journey with us today
You're
and
welcome.
for coming for the WYN Legal podcast. Thank you, everybody, for listening. And we'll be soon welcoming our next guest. Thank you.